So I just caught 2025's newest horror sequel, The Black Phone 2. Now, my expectations for this movie were pretty low because I didn't really enjoy the first one that much. Like, it had a lot going for it, but I don't think the narratives connected very well, and then the ending twist was just annoying to say the least. But I came in with some, hey, who knows, maybe they can improve some word of mouth because I had a buddy who saw it before me, said it was really good. So I watched it. And I gotta say, this is an improvement over the first one. It still has some glaring issues, but it is better than the first one, in my opinion, in many ways. So let's get into it. The story. I think the storyline here is way more interesting, and it leans more into the supernatural element of the story, and I really enjoyed that. I think the Black Phone was at its best when it was really centered around the titular Black Phone, and that was like very interesting how they tied it up and how they connected these two movies and made a sequel where it didn't seem very likely to be able to make one. And so the way that that's all handled and it's all connected together and the execution of it all, it mostly works. And I gotta say that the mystery angle and the horror suspense angle of this one is an improvement upon the original, in my humble opinion. So I have to give, story-wise, this movie does get a hand grenade score because it does build upon the original and makes an interesting story. It just has a few flaws that are story flaws, but there's enough in there that I'm going to give it a hand grenade score. Now, the best part about this movie is it's the cinematic venture and experience that it is. It is beautifully shot. It is wonderful. They have these sequences, much like in the original, how in the first one there was these dream sequences. I think they kicked it up to an 11 in this one. The dream sequences are way more intensive, I guess is the best word to say, and I love how they do it, and the effects that they put so that you can tell when it's a dream and when it isn't, when you're in the real world, when you're in the dream/vision world. It's really well done, and it really does make the movie and the film more interesting to watch, and thus a better cinematic experience. Plus, it's great sound design. So I shall say that this is also a hand grenade score. But now, here's where we falter a little bit. The directing. I think it's well directed, but did this movie have to be just shy of 2 hours? I don't think so. I think it is pretty unevenly paced at parts. I think that when it's going, it goes really well, but then it just comes to kind of like a complete halt, and it builds something up that just feels a little out of nowhere, but it makes sense in the story. It just feels like it stalls the story from progressing forward. And like, I understand you need breathers, but these breathers just didn't do like the best of jobs to keep the plot moving forward. So it felt like it just stalled out so we can get these moments that you don't really care about because they kind of feel unearned in the movie. And so, yeah, I can blame Scott Derrickson for this because he did write and direct this movie. So it's also a bit on the writing side that maybe he should have made the dialogue a bit more interesting and maybe had teased this up a little bit better, because it was very obvious where they was going during this movie. And there was one like choice that they did directing wise that kind of upset me during a reveal scene, and yeah, and it also kind of upset my buddy who I watched it with. He didn't like it either. But yeah, so I'm gonna give a Hot Pocket score here. And now the performances were okay. Like, there's nothing super special about any of them. Ethan Hawke is not really in this movie as much as he was in the first one. And, like, obviously that makes sense. He's still fairly menacing. Um, Mason Thames is pretty okay as well. I don't think. I think he was better as Hiccup earlier this year than as Finn in this movie. And um, McGraw, I'm trying to remember which one of the two was in this one, because one was in Megan 2.0 and the other one was in this one. But one of the McGraw sisters, she was pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's Madeline who's in this one, and Violet is in the other one. Double checking here real quick for you folks. Yeah, Madeline is in this one. She does a pretty good job. I liked her performance pretty good, but like nothing overtly excellent. But then again, I just think that the material was really good on an like visual storytelling level rather than a character's speaking level. And so yeah, I'm gonna give a Hot Pocket score here as well. Expectations and experience, as I mentioned, I enjoyed a good chunk of this film. I enjoyed the mystery. I enjoyed the storyline up until I just didn't, because it kind of overstayed its welcome. Um, and just and much like Longlegs, a year or two ago, I already forgot when it came out. It is a phenomenal beginning to a story that then just kind of falters and leaves a lot to be desired in its third act. So I think that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to say that this is a certified Hot Pocket movie. I think it's pretty solid. I did enjoy it. I just didn't love it. And I think there could have been more to come from it that could have been better. There is a better version of it that could have been made. But yeah, certified Hot Pocket movie. And that's pretty much all I have to say. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on The Black Phone 2 if you've seen it or now you're planning on seeing it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Other than that, I will leave you guys to it. Until next time, bye.